Buying a used car in Costa Rica is not what you think. I have my sights set on picking up a first generation Toyota RAV4. It's actually a really common car here. You see them everywhere. I visited about a dozen dealerships in the San Jose area and checked out pretty much every RAV4 in the city that was produced between the year 1996 and 2004. After getting a feel for the market, I narrowed it down to a few cars that I really liked. That's when I started plugging in the car's VIN numbers on Carfax. And folks, let me tell you, this is where things got really weird. Every single car I was looking to buy had the odometer rolled back. And I'm not talking like a little bit. I'm talking like all of the cars I looked at had 100,000 miles rolled back. So if a car showed like 120,000 miles on the dash, it probably had something more like 250,000 miles in reality. In the US, where I'm from, the car buying process is a lot simpler because you can check out the vehicle's VIN number, plug it into Carfax, and then you can see the vehicle's entire history. But when a car is imported to Costa Rica from the US, that is where it disappears on paper. For example, this RAV4 manufactured in the year 1996 racked up 194,000 miles over 12 years before getting imported to Costa Rica in the year 2008. When I looked at the dash of that car, it only had 120,000 miles. That's significantly less than what the car actually had in 2008. What has happened with that car since 2008 is a total mystery. But one thing is for damn sure, that car definitely has more than double what the odometer is reading right now. Odometer rollbacks are just so commonplace here. In order to compete in this grossly embellished market, you have to roll the odometer back to give yourself a chance of scoring a fair market price. So I decided to change gears and I began searching on a website that was recommended to us called crautos.com. And honestly, this is the place that I recommend anyone if you're looking to buy a used car. Check out crautos.com. It has the most comprehensive selection of used cars available. Once again, I was calling and texting private sellers, getting the VIN numbers, and of course, every time I plugged a car into the Carfax, it was the exact same result as looking in the dealerships. Every car had a disgusting, shamelessly low odometer reading on the dashboard, in contrast with the facts that I was reading on Carfax. And the sad thing is, nobody here knows about Carfax. In all of Latino America, it's just not something that people do. Whenever you do buy a car here, it's a total crapshoot, and everyone is playing by the same blind rules. It was actually kind of fun to present Carfax to the sellers because I felt like some wizard with secret magical car knowledge that they had never heard of. So how did I find my car? Well, that's something that I like to perceive as destiny. We were running some errands and we stopped to make a delivery to a client. Well, lo and behold, parked right in front of us was a first generation RAV4. And as soon as we finished up everything with the client, just in time, the owner of that RAV4 came outside. I approached him and just said, "Hey man, I really like your car. If you were to sell it, what would you ask?" And folks, he gave me a number that completely shocked me. I'd been obsessively looking at RAV4s first and second generation online in dealerships, so I knew what the fair price was for this particular car, for the condition, the specs, everything. And he gave me a price that was like half what I expected him to say. Okay, let's take this thing to a trusted mechanic, get it inspected, and this is the car that we're gonna buy. I'm not gonna lie, it's a piece of junk. It is a first generation manual front-wheel drive, 4-door RAV4, exactly what I was looking for. And I believe that I got it well below the fair market price. And I was even able to bring the price down a little bit once I showed him the Carfax, and he was stunned that it had probably close to 250,000 miles when the odometer was like 150. So here's what I learned. A lot of the used cars in Costa Rica, and Central America really, are just crap. And there's no way to know for sure exactly what you're driving. So the strategy that I recommend to anyone looking for a car here is, if you're gonna buy a piece of crap, at least buy a cheap piece of crap. That way, when it does break down inevitably, you will have plenty of money left over to fix it. Alright folks, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment, let me know what you think. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it or found it helpful, and I'll see you next time.